Welcome to the Coach's Corner with Coach Matt Turner and the voice of the Buckeyes, Jeff Rash. Hi, I'm Jeff Rash, and welcome to the Coach's Corner. I'm here today with the head football coach of the Gilmer Buckeyes, Mr. Matt Turner. Matt, great seeing you as always.
See you, Jeff.
I'm going to have to apologize to you guys today. I've got kind of a sore throat.
You got a coach's voice today.
I've got a coach's voice today. That's right. So, well, let's talk about some exciting events that's gone down. The Jamboree's coming to town.
No doubt. That's always a big, big deal in Upshur County.
It's a big deal. Yeah. It's hard sometimes, isn't it, to get is it harder for you, have you noticed, over the years since you've been here, to get the kids to focus with the distractions of the Jamboree?
I talked with our guys Monday. We've always played well on Jamboree, and Jeff's approach, and it was, and we've always talked about it. We told the kids enjoy the Jamboree. I mean, it is a celebration. It is something special for Upshur County. Just have the maturity to get ready to play your best football. And who says you can't do both those things? We think you can, and our guys always really have. So the same message I gave our guys this week is, enjoy the Jamboree. Do the things that that you're going to do.
Go eat a corn dog.
Eat a corn dog. Show your chickens, your pigs, and that, and do all those things. Go to the ball, dance, have a good time. Get rest, eat good, show up Friday, and let's get ready to play, because we've got a mission that we're on, and have the maturity to be ready to play your best football and enjoy the Jamboree.
It's a great approach with those boys, and by framing it that way, hey, be mature enough to do the right thing.
Yeah. Do
you find that most of the boys kind of take that? Say, hey, they're placing some responsibility in me. I'm gonna take that serious.
Well, and we tell them we're not going to follow you around. We're not going to do it. We like to think so. As I said, we've always played pretty well in the Jamboree game. My 14 years, I don't have any recollection of us playing real poorly on Jamboree. So we'd like to think that's our guys just handled it.
Well, good. So we can celebrate. There you go. So the guys can eat a corn dog. So that's
there
great
you
news.
go.
We know.
Not too many.
Not too many.
Yeah, right.
Of course, at their age, it really doesn't affect them like it would your.
I don't need to eat any, but yeah, right.
So this last week you played Melissa.
Yeah.
Melissa drove 2 hours and 20 minutes to come down, and didn't probably expect to win, but I don't think they expected the explosion of the Buckeye offense in the first quarter. Tell us a little bit of what we saw there.
Well, Melissa's, right now they're banged up, quite a bit too, and they don't have as strong a team. But I tell you what, we played really well. And that's said, it was kind of a combination of two things. They're not where they'd like to be, but we played well. I mean, we did a lot of things really well, and a lot of players did things well. We had 5 different backs touch the ball, 2 quarterbacks played, and 9 different receivers touched the ball.
Wow.
And, we played well. I tried to look at us and looking back at the video of the game, and, we just did a lot of things well. Now, sometimes the opponent, if they're not as strong, makes that a little easier, but regardless, some things we hadn't been executing as well or consistently, we really did in this game. So that kicking game, we did a great job there again.
Yeah.
We really covered kicks well, returned kicks, just...
Special teams perform well all year long.
We really have done. I've told our guys we've really done a good job of that. We put pressure on people every time the ball's being kicked, whether we're kicking it or they're kicking it.
That gets in the kicker's head.
It gets in that. There's a lot of the game can be won and lost right there, and so we feel
psychological warfare. Right.
It just is, and there's just plays to be made in that part of the game, and we're making a lot of those plays. So and a punt return that was real good, and that just. A lot of good kickoff return, just a lot of things going well there, and defensively I thought we played really well, tackling better, So we did some things well. Melissa's probably not where they want to be, but we don't worry about that. We just try to get better every week. That's the mantra we go by, and that's the one we'll still go by.
When you're in a game like that, do you find that as a coach is that helpful because you're actually you always talk about playing against the scout team.
Uh-huh.
And you want the best team you play that week to be the scout team.
Right.
Do you find as a coach, when you're playing a team like that where you're pretty well dominant over them, is it helpful to you because you are getting more kids in there and you're getting a look and you're getting a live look versus practice, or is it more frustrating because you're not getting the competition you need to really see how good you are. I mean, how does that, as a coach, how does that
Well,
work?
there's a little bit of truth in all of that you said, to be quite honest. You know, anytime you have a game situation, it's good for you because you have the environment, the crowd, the lights, the band playing, an opponent across from you. So if your mindset is to play your very best, that's going to be good for you. Now, there's no question, the better the quality of the opponent, with all those other elements involved, is even better. Okay, which is why we harp so hard on practice, that we practice well against each other. Just today, we did a lot of good stuff. We really got a lot better today because our good defensive backs were working against our receivers and linemen, and you just get better because you have an attitude of, I want to compete here and win and do my best, and I have to really work hard to do it because the guy across from me is doing the same thing.
And somebody else wants to take my spot.
In the perfect world, you'd want that. So, I mean, we like to think we're a team that can get better every day, and we do because of that. You're always getting better if the focus is to be the best you can be every day.
Yeah.
There's no, you just can't go wrong with that. My 34 years has taught me if you can instill that mindset, you don't ever know how good you can be. That's why a lot of times people have always asked me, Coach, how good are you going to be? And I guess they're always puzzled. I go, well, I don't know. And you don't know, because that's the beauty of it, is you don't know. Because you don't know how many, if a certain player can put together a season where he's really improving like that, they always exceed whatever you thought. You knew they could be good, but then they get to this other level, and it's just because they've just put a lot of really great practice together. How do you know that's going to happen? You don't. You hope it's going to happen. You try to set the scenario for it, but you don't. So it's a kind of a mystery every year. So we're in the middle of our mystery right now, but we're doing a lot of things well. A lot of guys are getting better, so those are things we're excited about.
That's good. Well, let's move on to the next game.
Okay.
We got Canton this week, so what should we expect from Canton?
Canton's quarterback's a good player. He's a thrower, runner, good athlete, big kid. He's hard to tackle. Got a good little running back. Offensive line's a little bigger. So, I mean, they'll present some issues there for our defense. They're a spread team like Melissa, in that they're spread out, trips, doubles. They don't play with a tight end much, not much two-back. They'll look similar to us, and they're a big screen team. Throw the ball down the field a little bit too, and run. Defensively, they line up in some different things. They kind of try to confuse you scheme-wise, so it'll be a little of a challenge for our offensive line and quarterback and that, just to pick up on what they're doing. But so that's good. Those will be the challenges this week. But the biggest opponent we got's the Buckeyes. We just got to be, we're trying to beat ourselves, or whatever our level of performance was last. We're going to try to be a little bit better than that this week.
Well, that's good. It's constant improvement and marching toward the playoffs.
Got to.
So getting ready for that playoff run. So
you're either getting better or you're getting worse. There's nothing stays the same.
Do you find that when you get to a certain point of the year, I mean, you guys have already been playing football since August.
We're 2 months.
Yeah, you're full month. And so do you find do you ever hit a lull, like when you get to this point in district, and do you hit a wall at any point? And then I know when the playoffs come around, you get a resurgence, but
right.
You're 7 games in.
Right.
Does that ever happen, or are you able to keep them fired up?
Honestly, I mean, yeah, that's something you're always talking about with your coaches, your players, and everybody, because human nature is. It's just, when you're at something for a pretty good length of time, we try to do things that keep it competitive. What I've always found is athletes like to compete all the time. I mean, they really do. They enjoy competition. So, we try to make it as competitive as we can, which is the fun. Athletes enjoy competition, so it's fun. And so we do things that way as much as we can, and then we just talk about, the nice thing about what we've done here is a standard's been set. And all these kids have seen that standard.
Yeah.
Many of them have been part of the standard.
Right, yeah.
Well, I mean, that's out there. So there's just that competition there. They know.
They don't want to be the group.
Well, and they just know that this is how we do it. There's a tradition. And so in keeping a tradition, they understand, they know what it takes. They know the level of performance that's been there. And so, that always helps. It just, because they know. And so that always sits out there as kind of the bar for them. And, that's a good thing. That's been, like I said, they've been part of that. So that always helps too. So
I understand that this last week was like a series of competitions. Y'all had like competition week or something, and because
on the open week.
Yeah. So I saw
always
a
talk
video,
about competition.
or I saw a video of my good friend Ryan Pate.
Yeah, Coach Pate.
Having a dance off.
Yeah,
Right after,
yeah.
was that before?
We did it right at the beginning.
Beginning of practice.
Yeah, right off the bat.
He was doing the whip and...
He was doing the nay-nay and the whip and all that. Him and C.J.
He's
Grimmett.
pretty good.
Yeah, man, they went head-to-head.
They did.
Jumped
Who won
right
that
in.
deal?
I think Coach Pate did personally.
I like
C.J. may beg to
good.
differ, but, I'm personally, Coach Pate had it going on.
If you know Coach Pate, he's kind of a quiet kind of guy, and to watch him to turn it
He kind of shocked
him.
him.
He blew him away, didn't he?
He
And
did.
the team went crazy. So I think that's great that you guys bring a little bit of fun to practice.
Gotta have fun. It's a game, and it always will be. And then you need to have fun.
That's
you
right.
need to have fun.
Coach, it's a pleasure to watch you and your staff, Coach.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Appreciate
We really
that.
thank everything you do for our team and our kids and our school and the pride that you bring to our community, and we really don't take that lightly. Everybody in
Appreciate
town thinks
that.
the same way. On behalf of Coach Matt Turner, I'm Jeff Rash. Thanks again for watching the Coach's Corner.